Hello and welcome to this episode of Demystified as we explore home cooking in a modern world. Hello, I'm Linda and I'm sitting here with Paul and we're having a quick recap of this week's cooking in From the Kitchen. Hello, Paul.
Hello, Linda. How are you?
Very good, thank you. This week you've had a big cooking week.
Relatively big, yeah.
Well, you've catered, you've done a whole lot of catering for people. You've had a couple of days where you were seriously in there. You had everything going.
Yeah.
Cooktop, the ovens.
Yeah. Few different bits and pieces. A few things that will come up on the website.
I noticed that after last week's From the Kitchen, when we were talking a little bit about cooking and stock, you were making, or was it from the episode?
Is that what we talked about?
We talked about, yes.
Okay, yeah, good.
It was a whole week ago, I know. You had a big pot of bones and you were making stock, but you didn't use it for stock, you used it in some other capacity?
So it was a base stock which got turned into a sauce. Mm-hmm. So it was essentially beef bones, which I just roasted and then just added water and then cooked that down for 2 days and then strained it off and added some beef trimming, which I roasted off again and cooked it down further. So what started with being somewhere in the realms of probably close to 10 litres ended up being less than a litre. So it just reduces and concentrates over time and ends up being a nice, thick, glossy jus for a beef dish.
So 2 days. We'll have to talk about that in another, episode on
closer to 3.
How you manage that.
Yeah, closer to 3.
Home kitchen.
Yeah, closer to 3 days. But
okay.
I mean, it's worth it in the end. Like, effectively, you're getting something that tastes like the essence of roast beef,
yes,
with no additives, nothing. It's water and bones. So it's one of my favourite things to cook. Actually, is making sauces like that.
And as we know, we don't use it to make risotto.
Yeah, well, rookie.
And you were also making a whole lot of little finger foods and little.
Oh yeah,
those puffs were nice. Those little puffs that you made.
Yeah, a little choux pastry with Gruyere cheese. And the other thing I did, which I was actually really happy with, was and it sounds kind of simple, but was a potato gratin. But I got a slice of potatoes like uber thin, and really cooked them slowly and for a long period of time. And actually, when I came to serve the gratin, I actually just pan fried it in a little bit of butter. And there was a million layers. It took me forever to do, but a million layers of potato, which was actually really quite delicious and looks spectacular. So there's another thing which we'll probably punch out in a little tutorial video or something like that down the track.
If it took you hours to do, I'm not sure. I'm ready for that. Maybe you
cooking's a labour of love.
The apprenticeship. It is true. It is definitely a labour of love. So you've done a whole lot of catering this week. You've also been preparing some recipes, and we're looking at our ebooks, which we're getting content for, which has been interesting.
Yep.
We've had a whole lot of people asking for that, for a whole bunch of ebooks rather than buying a big book, particularly for our overseas
friends.
Yeah, which is great, but the cost of post, we won't mention Australia Post by name, but the cost of postage is quite horrendous, and it's more than the cost of the book. So we're working on an ebook series, which is very interesting. But yeah, you've had a really busy week.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
And you're also doing a demo on breaking down fish.
Yeah, and we've second part of our sourdough one as well, which will go up. Which sort of first was how to get the culture started and look after it and baby it, and then next one is how to use it. Just a nice simple, presentation, I suppose, on how to use it and what you should do once you've used it and how to replenish it. And yeah, it's just basically care and maintenance of your culture once you get it established, and then how to bake with it and where the benefits of combi steam ovens come into baking something like a sourdough or a artisan bread, as they call it.
Well, in our little work kitchen, which we have a steam oven, the youngest member of the team wanted to make a Mars bar slice.
Yeah.
And used the steam oven to melt the chocolate and the butter.
Yeah.
As a way, which was great. We all appreciated the results. Mars bar slice and rice bubbles. What can go wrong with that?
Yeah.
But it was really easy, less messy, and since we don't have a double boiler, it worked really well.
Oh, very good. I didn't know that.
Well, there you are.
There you go.
And I think it all got eaten pretty quickly. Well, thank you for that. Thank you from this week's From the Kitchen, and until next time.
See you later.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this podcast as we explore home cooking in a modern world. We'd love you to subscribe, and for more information, please go to our website, cookingwithsteam.com.